finish it.
Welcome, everybody, as we are live. It is round number 2 of the NGPC series, and we are set for some horsepower theater. Jack Rapella and Mark Tilley here with you from the beautiful surroundings of the desert. And Mark, who will seize the momentum in round number 2? That is the big question.
Yeah, and it's a lot of momentum, a lot of effort going into all of these races, lots of stuff happening, and everybody yesterday was looking really good. We're going to see who's in shape and who's not, because this track is definitely demanding.
That's right. We were just live on the Racing Jack YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out. We witnessed a wonderful battle. We got a first-hand example of how rough and chewed up and gnarly this track can be. But why don't we actually take you to a track map where we can see some of these holes, some of these rocks? I mean, I heard this thing, you know better than anybody because you just came off the track, but I heard one of the roughest tracks on tour.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the rougher tracks on course. So I think we're going to see it. And I believe where we're at on this one is there's lots of elevation changes. You see the stuff up top. So right now, this is Trevor Hunter, I believe, that we're riding with. He's going to drop down Sandy Hill and then kind of come down. And right now you're in the lower 48, basically. Still sandy, just like it is up top. But this is going to be a higher speed section. So Trevor Hunter kind of on his kegs, 450, kind of launch off this section into a flat section. And then they're trying to slow you down, so they put another single in. This off to the right-hand side is actually the entrance to Shorty MX. And then you kind of make a left and come back by. We're going to see him kind of go back up a hill. This is kind of down. We're not that far from the Colorado River, so it kind of flattens out and then goes towards the river. Right now he's going to go over one more of these singles and then make his way back up the hill. This section right there, well, he would have made his way back up that hill. Now we're in the far section, I believe. Just more sand, a little bit more rocks in this area. But again, this big course, lots of sand. This again is back on the bottom section. So right off to the left-hand side, we see what will be the pro section a little bit later on.
Man, I can see why you got to hang on tight. I talked to a lot of the pros. I said, what's your best advice? Because they did run a race here last week. They said, you just got to be tough till the end. This track will beat the heck out of you.
Yeah, and I believe the section that we just saw him come down, this is the section right before you come up to the scoring chute. I believe off to the left-hand side.
Well, that wasn't you, Mark Tilley, was it?
That definitely wasn't me. But off to the left-hand side is where the pro section will be. So again, we just saw this on the Racing Jack YouTube. Watched Amari Arnold do a great job and get the win there.
And that is your guts. Factory grip seat track map. We're set for call-ups. Any predictions here, Mark?
Well, I think you're going to introduce all of the people, but I'm not saying who's going to win because we can't go against the 6-time champion.
That's true, and we thought maybe the 6-time champion was vulnerable at the first round, but he asserted his dominance once again. And I believe we are ready. There is NGPC's Craig Hunter. What do you think, Craig? We ready? Thumbs up? I think we are ready. Do I got confirmation in the truck? Are we ready for our call-ups? I do believe we are. Ladies and gentlemen, and we begin with my vote for the fastest female on a dirt bike out of Riverside, California. Rider of the Honda CRF 250 RX Monster Energy SLR Honda. Here's Michaela Moto KK Nielsen. Right behind Moto KK, another very, very talented lady. She comes from Redwood City, California on a Gas EX250F out of Troy Elite Designs. Now on a Husqvarna. Let's hear it for Ava Silvestri. Starting in the number 3 spot today out of Discovery Bay, California, rider of a Yamaha YZ250FX out of CP Racing. Here is Kylie Alvarez. And starting in the number 4 spot today in the women's category, out of the Moa Valley, Arizona, on a Husqvarna FC250 from Knuckles Up Racing. Here is Dana Rayner. Good luck to all of our ladies today, and that leads us to the hotly contested Pro 2 category, where we meet a man who won the season opening race. He comes all the way from Gogol, Australia, on the Honda CRF 250 RX out of Monster Energy SLR Honda. Say hello to Sam Pretschira. In the number 2 spot today, a newcomer to the FMF RPM KTM racing team. He rides the KTM 250 XCF from Murrieta, California. Let's hear it for the talented Cole Zeller. The only rider in today's Pro 2 category on a two-stroke. Two-stroke fans, let him hear it. He comes from Barstow, California, out of Simi Valley Cycles Yamaha, on a Yamaha YZ250. Here's the two-stroke man himself, Cody Simpson. In the number 4 spot today, out of the legendary Zip Tie Racing Team, this young man, a very talented up-and-comer from Oak Hills, California, on a Husqvarna FC250. Here is Dustin Davis. Starting in the number 5 spot today, the OG of 250s. He rides a Kawasaki KX250X for Pro Circuit. Precision Coatings Kawasaki. Here is the Cowboy, Colton Eck. Starting in the number 6 spot today in the 250s, 19 years young, out of Auburn, California. This man rides a Gas EX250F out of Gas Factory Racing. Here is Lane Lorenzo. Another talented youngster out of Barstow, California. He rides the KTM 250 XCF. He comes from the prestigious Dirt Bike Magazine team. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Harlem Nelson. In the number 8 spot, this youngster comes all the way from Bellingham, Washington, on the FMF RPM KTM racing team. Here is JJ Concannon. Starting in the number 9 spot today, out of Highland, California, on a KTM 250 XCF, the one, the only Justin Patton. And shaking off a crash in round number 1, toughing it out, the very, very talented Tucson, Arizona-based KTM racer. He proudly represents FMF, RPM, KTM. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Noah Gordon. A new season, a new race, but the question remains the same. Can anybody stop this man? He comes from Hollister, California. He rides a KTM 450 XCF out of Factory Red Bull FMF KTM Racing, Blythe, California. Please help me welcome in the six-time defending AMA NGPC champion with the big number one. Here is Dante And starting in the number 2 spot today, proudly representing Liquid Moly Factory Beta Racing, a true young talent out of Lincoln, California. Beta fans, put your hands together for Dare D. Martil. Starting in the number 3 spot today, from Hollister, California, he rides for Bobby Dawson's Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing Team on the Husqvarna FX 450. Here is Mateo Oliveira. Starting in the number 4 spot today, making his return. He comes from California. He rides a Kawasaki KX 450X for Mitch Payton's Pro Circuit team. Here is the one, the only Justin Heft. And where are the Red Riders? This man comes all the way from Moana, Utah, on a Monster Energy Slam Life Racing Honda. Rider of the Honda CRF 450 RX, a winner here last weekend. One to watch. Please help us welcome the 24 of Tyler Lynn. We now turn our attention to a 3-time World Enduro champion, 8-time Italian champion, comes all the way from Lavere, Italy, on a Kawasaki KX 450X. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Giacomo Redondi. Starting in the number 7 spot, your defending 2-time Pro 2 champion, making a big step up this year for FMF, RPM, KTM Racing, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Here is Mason Simmons. Starting in the number 8 spot, this man is a 2023 Baja 1000 winner out of Racer's Edge, Norman Racing, TRE Husqvarna from Lake Havasu, Arizona. Here is Shane Logan. Starting in the number 9 spot today in the Open Pro category, as Ducati enters its second AMA NGPC race. Please help us welcome in the one, the only Lyndon Snodgrass. And starting at the number 10 spot today, a very talented racer on the number 3 Husqvarna. Do it for Dale. It is Damon Wolfslayer. And that, Mark Tilley, is your very talented, very stacked, very fast starting lineup for today's round number 2 of the AMA NGPC series.
Yeah, it's a stacked field in both classes. It's going to be fun to see what this course has to offer these guys and the amazing racing that we're going to see coming up next.
That's right. We appreciate you out there in YouTube land, too. Our previous broadcast breaking an NGPC record, I think 20,000 plus views. So thank you, guys, and that is essential. That man right there with the NGPC polo you see down there adjusting the speaker, Craig Hunter and team, along with Tim Skaggs and Kurt Hintz and all the officials here, they are out really trying to keep this series going, getting the sponsorship they need, because we know the lifeblood of these series through those sponsorship dollars.
Well, that, and you can't forget about the young ladies in the scoring that are doing all the scoring and the sign-up. Anna and her crew in the sign-up, making things happen and getting everybody signed up and making sure that everybody's where they should be. I know that they do it for me every time because I forget where I'm supposed to be. So lots of good stuff there. And like you said, lots of sponsorship dollars, lots of people putting their heart and soul into it. So remember, when you're out buying something, make sure that you support the people that are supporting what you're doing.
A beautiful day from Blythe, as I do believe that this time we're going to honor this great country that allows us the freedoms to enjoy the racing we love. From a gorgeous day from Blythe, California, we are just moments away from today's national anthem. Remembering those who paid the ultimate price so we could come out here and enjoy what we love most, fast motorcycles. Welcome everybody to the California-Arizona border on the banks of the Colorado River, an area known for tourism, especially in the winter as visitors seek warmer weather. And isn't that the case here this weekend? Mark, I know you're a Cali boy, so you don't know much about this, but miserable on the East Coast. Flight cancellations galore. Had to change this morning, not going through Charlotte. It's a mess out there. I think I'll just stay right here in the beautiful desert. 80 degrees, sunny, no humidity. Perfect racing weather.
Yeah, we could go down at about 1.5 miles away from where we're sitting right now. We can jump on the boat and go out for a cruise. So I hear that Anna has a yacht that we can go out on. So Anna and Kurt inviting us out on that yacht and going
I didn't
and
get
having
the
some
invite.
fun.
I better make
no, I mean she didn't invite us.
That happens from time
but
to
yeah,
time.
it's nice. California, we're lucky to have this kind of weather, and the NGPC series, first 3 California rounds, and then we start going a bunch of different places. So that's what we get to see. That's the fun stuff about living in California.
All right, as we continue to take a look at the beautiful surroundings here, and we thank our L&N media team in there in the truck, Max Misano with the drone, bringing you these beautiful surroundings. I think we got a lot of different features to show you throughout this broadcast, so very, very excited for that. And this field is stacked. The question is, who will seize the momentum? In round number 1, it was Dante Oliveira, but a little bit of a different story. He didn't check out and dominate. It took him till the last lap to pass Dare Deep Mark Till. And as again, folks, we've got Mark Tilley next to us from Dirt Bike Magazine. It's great to have his knowledge and experience because he was out on this track less than 2 hours ago, and he can really tell us about some of those big holes out there that are hidden in the desert.
Well, and I got to talk to some of the kids that came off the track that we watched on the Racing Jack YouTube channel, and my son came off the track took his gloves off, and he's got a couple blood blisters and some Mallory try-on from Stony Socks wrapped up his thumb before he went out. So that was a little bit of bleeding going on. But yeah, these guys are in for it because they're going to be doing an hour and a half worth of racing, and at the elite level that they're at, they're not slowing down. So they're going for it, and it's going to be nice to see, fun to see what these guys got, and can anybody beat that man right there? Will it be the man right next to him, Tyler Lynn? Tyler does really good in these types of situations, or will it be one of the newcomers to the class? And we get to see a lot of new people at this event finally getting their sponsors sorted out, but you can't count out Mason Simmons, who just came up from the Pro 2 class after winning 2 consecutive championships. So lots of action going on here.
Look at all the great support as well. Tyler with his lovely wife, Shay Lee, out there cheering him on. Dante Oliveira with his lovely wife. They actually brought their baby boy, 4 months old. Welcome to the races, Vinny Angelo Oliveira. Daddy going to try to win another one for him here today. We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen. Kick those feet up. Let us know where you're watching from. We saw tremendous racing in 45 minutes of action on the Racing Jack YouTube channel. We're set for 90 minutes of racing here. Will it again be Dante Oliveira, or will it be the day of Dare DeMartil, the 200 Beta? Will it be Mateo Oliveira, the 831 Husqvarna? These questions to be answered very, very soon. Now, one thing the Oliveira brothers did tell me is they said the key is getting a good start here. You don't want to get stuck in the back. And
yeah, you definitely want a good start here. It's sand gets in places that it shouldn't be, but I got to give a call out to a couple of Dirt Bike Magazine test riders. Harlem Nelson, number 198 on row 2, and then Kodiak Lehman, number, I believe he's 187, maybe just 87 on the KX250 in the A class. So they're warming up their engines now, getting stuff ready, and they're going to tell them to shut it down. Pretty impressed with Simpson on that YZ250. Lost a bunch of weight, and his riding style has changed. His whole program has changed in the last 6 to 8 months, and he's definitely excelling. So I'm interested to see what he can do on this course.
Yeah, and if you love two-strokes like I know you and I do, Mark, it's cool to smell a little premix out there, these 450s. Here we go, guys. Again, if you're new to the series, dead engine start. They shut them off. They'll have to wait for the green light. Hit those starter buttons. Here we go. We are off. One smooth motion. Dante Oliveira out front. Look at the Kawasaki's and Giacomo Rodati. The team green capturing the whole shot. Is that half to
That's
the
half.
inside? Half for Mitch Payton's Pro Circuit team. Bones Bacon, the legendary suspension expert, here with us. We know Mitch Payton watching from Riverside, California. He's absolutely loving that. A good start, and that's what it's all about, whether it's Levi, Kitchen, and Supercross, or out here in the Open Pro 450s. And they got to get the Pro Circuit bikes out front. Here comes the 250s, Mark Tilley. Will it be another Kawasaki? Who's got the whole shot?
I think that's Harlem Nelson out front.
Dirt Bike Magazine team rider. He's got the Dirt Bike Magazine magic behind him. He's been training with Mark Tilley. Clearly, he has been taking notes, putting in the work. We got the Dirt Bike Magazine machine out in front. And here comes our ladies. Moto KK Nielsen. She drifts back. Will Ava Silvestri get the whole shot? Big shout out to Kaylee stepping up as well. Good for her. Here comes the 108. The 108, that is Dana Rayner. Dana Rayner gets the whole shot, but now Moto KK quickly around her. And here comes our next group of multiple categories of competition here today from Blythe, California, round number 2 of the NGPC series. Look at this bottleneck. A brutal start, maybe the toughest start of the year. Not much real estate. That's like a Supercross start, minus the gate. Who is it out front? Not sure.
That looks like a Kawasaki, all black Kawasaki.
Blacked out Cowie. Here comes the next class.
Oh, and our boy, I think that's the 25 plus class, and I saw Trevor Hunter,
the Swifty,
get a bad start, and I believe he is in last place now.
That's not. His father is not going to be happy about that. He's going to get a talking to on the way home. Trevor out there, though, toughing it out. He was injured, and as you can see, now we clear the way in the starting line. That's where pit stops will take place. Got a juicy nugget for you, too, Mark. Something else for us to keep an eye on is these teams telling me the pit strategy is changing. Used to always be you pit halfway, then it was you always pit in an hour. So a lot of teams experimenting with different sized gas tanks, some trying to stay out a little longer, some getting it over with.
Well, I believe what we're watching right now is the Pro 2 class. It looks like Harlem has fallen back to about third, which still being able to run up front with these guys. I think that might be Sam Prashar right behind him on the SLR Honda. But I think there's a Kawasaki out front, just like in the big class that we're watching now. I believe that was Colton Ake out front in the 250 class. We're watching Justin Heff on that PC Coatings Pro Circuit Kawasaki. I saw Bones walking around here earlier today, so undoubtedly some suspension expertise coming out of Bones and helping out with that. But so that looks like Justin Heff, Mateo Oliveira. I believe that's Mason Simmons on the RPM KTM in third. So that's our top three in the Open Pro division.
Well, it is great to see this Pro Circuit team run up front. It's only their second year of competition. Last year debuted with Giacomo Redondi. Came back this year with a whole new team, and they have been working so hard. We'll see. Justin, by the way, that's another great Southern California talent. He was injured for the past year, so we haven't heard much out of his camp, but this is a man who has won the two-stroke nationals, who certainly found success out here in the NGPC. Could this be the breakout performance, the welcome back performance Justin Heff and all of Team Pro Circuit Kawasaki was waiting for?
And Justin Heff, little known fact about him, if you're an off-road guy, you kind of, maybe this is the first time you're hearing about Justin Heff, but Justin Heff actually had a Troy Lee Designs KTM ride. Wow. Back in to do Supercross and outdoor nationals and stuff like that. Had a little bit of a family tragedy and kind of took some time off. The Fast House guys, Kenny Alexander and the Fast House guys, definitely supporting him and making sure that he's still riding and doing stuff. Troy actually supported him for a couple years, even not riding and racing, but just kept him riding motorcycles. So nice thing there. It's just nice to see Justin out here racing. His dad, Darren, has some history with Dirt Bike Magazine as well, doing lots of photo shoots for Ron Lawson. And when I actually started at Dirt Bike Magazine, I did a story called The Three Amigos about the Heff family and 3 different motorcycles that they built.
Super cool. Actually, here's another little known fact. He has done a lot of male modeling and worked with Kanye West at one point. I think Kanye recognized him on an Instagram post, and next thing you know, he was doing some brand deals.
Well, and he does I don't know if he does it anymore because I think RJ Wageman and Spencer Rathkamp do it now, but he was at Universal Studios Hollywood, they have a Waterworld show. He was the lead stuntman in the Waterworld show.
What a background.
Really diverse background, and he goes pretty fast on 2 wheels as well.
Yes, he does, and now he's healthy, feeling good. He's back. Health, such a big part of this sport. A lot of individuals out there, maybe you want to sit a little further away from me. It's not me, Mark, but I was talking to a lot of people who are saying they're battling colds here this weekend. That includes Mason Simmons. That includes Moto KK. Something going around in the pits. A few individuals battling through the pain. Noah Gordon, I'm really surprised he's back. He suffered a tough crash in Delano, but he is back with us after a broken scapula.
Well, and I think right here, this is a course that we've seen, but right here I believe they're going to go into the pits. It's a live pit. They come into the pits, do a U-turn. If they need something, they go back out and or they stop and get something. But right now they're going to go into a section that we've never seen before. I believe this is the first time we're going to see what we call the pro section. This is all virgin territory, and that's gnarly. Like, those things are huge.
Wow, how about Dante experimenting here on lap 1? Who knows what would be on that section? Nonetheless, Justin Heff knows he's got his work cut out for him because he's got the Oliveira brothers lurking behind him on a Husqvarna and a KTM. If you missed the first race and you're used to Matteo and Dante both being on orange bikes, Matteo made the switch to Husqvarna. Whoa, look at the roost in the dust. Wow, that slowed Dante down. That's where the advantage of running up front and having that clean air is going to be a massive factor today, because clearly, Mark, they can't water that section.
Yeah, well, and that's what we call the pro section. There's going to be an advantage for being out front and a disadvantage for being out front, because when you're out front on that first lap, that's all virgin territory. They didn't let those guys ride any of that. They got to walk it, but they didn't get to ride it. So everybody kind of going off Justin Heff. If you saw...
Oh, no! Rare mistake for Dante. The number 1 KTM of the 6-time stalls out, I think, for a second. Dante, though, such a smart racer. You got to realize there's no panic in him running third whatsoever. Took him all the way into the last lap, last race to get where he wanted to go. But what's the rush, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said, that was all virgin territory. They didn't get to ride it. They did get to walk it. And if you notice, all 3 of our top 3 guys all took different lines all the way through there. So now they have a little bit of a judge of what it's going to be, and they can see what they're going to do.
Justin Heff for Billy Fulmer, Midge Payton, and Bones Bacon putting that pro circuit bike up front, the 2.7. Off with the Boffo, flawless performance thus far. As for Matteo, he was 3rd in Delano, hoping that this is his time to win. Along with his brother, they were 1-2 here last year. Matteo, liking the new team, is mechanic Tanner Paplinski, a.k.a. Starsky over there. Bobby Dawson, the new team manager. Remember last year, Bobby Dawson, for the past, I think, 4 or 5 years, Bobby turning the wrenches on Dante Oliveira's bike. He got a big promotion. He's now team manager of Husqvarna. I asked Bobby Dawson pre-race, I said, are you doing anything? You getting your hands dirty at all? And he said no. He takes this very seriously. He said, as a mechanic, I never wanted my team manager messing with the bike. So he said, I'm doing the same. I'm giving Tanner his space, and it seems to be working out really well with Matteo and Tanner, and also Dante's new mechanic, Brandon Malone, who came over from the GNCC series.
Yeah, it's definitely, when you've been in that situation and you get promoted, it might be kind of hard to not mess with the motorcycle, but it's nice to see him stepping up and taking on a different role and kind of going the way of maybe what Timmy Wiegand over on the KTM side. He went from a rider to a team manager, so a little bit different path, but nice to see that whole Austrian group giving racers a chance to have something after the races.
It'll be Heft, Oliveira, Simmons, Lynn, DeMartille back in 6th, Logan, Snodgrass, Wolfslayer, and Redondi. Your top 10 looks like we got about, I'd say 36 seconds between the top 8. Shout out to Snodgrass hanging tough on the Ducati, race number 2. Wouldn't it be something to see the Desmo Ducati work its way up at one of these NGPC rounds?
It would. It'd be great to see. It's a good motorcycle, a good base, and a good thing to build on. You got lots of work you got to do with it, kind of getting suspension familiar with it, and and maybe get some more power out of it. But really good to see Lyndon. I know he did some GNCCs and won some championships back there. I believe in the Pro 2 division as well. So it's nice to see him riding and out doing stuff. I know it sounds like he's going to be doing some of the faster stuff, the best in the desert stuff. So again, this year, for the first time ever, you mentioned a Idaho round in Preston, Idaho.
Yes.
And there's 5
What the heck airport am I flying into for that one?
There's 5 different sanctioning bodies, race sanctioning bodies, that are coming together to put on one race. Works NGPC, and then some local stuff up in the Utah and Idaho area, all coming together for the racers so that they can put on an event. And it's great. It's in a cornfield up there. It's really cool. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend go check that out. Looks like in the 4-stroke A class is Brennan Watson, who's on that Zip Tie Racing Husqvarna team, running out front. Brendan, a graduate out of the mini ranks of the NGPC series, straight into the B class that we saw earlier on Racing Jack's YouTube channel, and now in the A class.
Absolutely. As we continue on here, I know our talented director doing a great job out there, Giovanni Brito. We're going to try to bring you some features throughout this broadcast too. I know they're going to communicate that with me, and I'll make sure we toss and tee to them as we are 15 minutes gone in this race. 15 minutes, 90 minutes is what it'll take. Remember, they will not throw the white before they see 90, so could actually be longer than that. But as for now, Justin Heff leading the Oliveira brothers as we continue to work our way through a very pleasant day for racing here in Blythe. I still can't believe it. February 1st, 80 degrees, no humidity. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, and Heff pulling out on that KX450. Bones and the crew over there. Bones and Luke and the crew, the suspension crew over at Pro Circuit. Mateo making a mistake, and the 6-time champion got around him, and it looks like Justin Heff kind of pulling out on these guys. So now we'll see if Dante can close that gap. We're coming around to the pro section right now, so we'll get to see their second time after they come down that long straightaway right behind them into the pro section.
All right, so Dante takes the lead. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Racing action continues from Blythe right after this.
I'm Jeremy McGrath, and I trust Maxxis tires. It's the only way I roll.
Racing continues here from Blythe, California. Great to see the king, Jeremy McGrath, on our broadcast. I know our buddy Maxxis Mike is in the house. It was great to talk to Maxxis Mike. He's getting all the racers hooked up with the scoop tire. They said nobody's running a knobby here today. It's all about the scoop.
No, it definitely. It is all about a scoop, all about getting as much traction as you can. When we were away, we saw Mateo kind of fall back a little bit because in the pro section, Justin Heft and Mateo both went, or Justin Heft and Dante went into that pro section and kind of dusted him out. So he had to stop a little bit and kind of come back. So some strategy going on there, maybe on the front runners, but definitely they made a little bit of time moving forward on him, and we'll see what happens. But Justin Heft still looking good on that PC coating back Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
Yeah, he is looking great. The only bad news for him is the big number 1 is right behind him, as there is Noah Gordon battling out an injury. Sam Prachira now with Slam Life Racing Honda. Mark Samuel's team, Juan and Carlos turning the wrenches for him. They're very happy to have him. The big number 3 comes across the Yamaha chute as we still got quite a battle on back. So glad you guys are watching with us. Remember, the 90-minute affair here. Some of the most finely conditioned athletes in the world. And I know those GNCC boys who I love, they'll be like, hey, we go longer than that, but I don't think they're going this fast.
Yeah, they're definitely not. It's completely different. West Coast off-road is completely different from the East Coast off-road. Lots of first, second, third gear stuff back on the East Coast. Lots of third, fourth, fifth, and sixth gear on the West Coast. So a lot different. So we're watching Noah Gordon right now out front on his RPM KTM, and I believe Noah coming back from an injury. Don't really know what that injury was, but I know that you caught up with him and found out what that injury was. But Sam Prachar in second, and Colton Eck, who was leading early, now back to third. Simpson, our resident two-stroke ripper, in fourth. Cole Zeller in fifth. And Lane Lorenzo, a new addition into the Pro 2 category, running top 6 with Harlem Nelson, who was up front early on the Dirt Bike Magazine back KTM, but making his presence known on his first year in the Pro 2 club.
What I want to know is what reward does his very generous sponsor, Dirt Bike Magazine, give him? Does he get a little bonus money? Does he get some new gear? Does he get some spaghetti from Mama Tilly? What, you got to give him something.
He definitely gets the spaghetti from my mom, and then he will get the bacon flopovers in the morning if he wants those, and then he does get the tri-tip sandwiches or tri-tip from Bob at Stony, because he is also a Stony Redder.
Man, you're making me hungry. That's for sure. As down below in the comments, guys, we want to know where you're watching from. What are you eating and drinking while you watch our racing action? Like I said, we're so pleased to bring this to you. I know a lot of you trapped inside, cold, wherever you may be, as we watch round number 2 of the NGPC series. Moto KK shaking off her sickness. She's out front in the pro women category, followed closely by Ava Silvestri. But there is the 41 of the aforementioned Noah Gordon. Broken scapula. He's toughing it out. Some of the toughest racers in the world right here. Sam Prachira all the way from Australia. Good morning to his family. There is the aforementioned Moto KK. Somebody who has exploded in popularity. I was at Anaheim Supercross A1 and very, very proud of that young lady when I watched her get an interview up on the Jumbotron in front of a sold-out 45,000 fan stadium. WMX, a big part of Super Motocross this year, and Moto KK out there with the number 1. She's one of the big players.
Well, and she's a great ambassador for women in the sport of motocross and in the sport of off-road. It's great to see. There's a big contingent of women racers coming into our sport, and lots of women just riding. So it's great to see all of that happening and kind of going from there. I know that Cole Zeller, the friends and family of Cole Zeller, are having a watch party at the CJ Sports Grill and Turf Club. Their family getting together to watch Cole and the NGPC pros shoot it out on the live stream on YouTube. Thanks to Scott Perkins, our remote informer, for giving us that information. But definitely cool, Cole Zeller. And if you got a watch party and you're watching with a bunch of friends, let us know in the comments, or let us know on Instagram, on the NGPC Instagram. But share, watch, and we might be able to bring you more.
That's awesome. Cole Zeller, such a cool dude with his lovely fiance out there. I got a Cole Zeller story for you too. What is the motocross track in Massachusetts? Do you know? Help us out, guys. It's escaping me right now. I don't know why. Legendary track on the pro motocross circuit. But anyhow, Cole Zeller hoping to run it this year because his lovely fiance is from New England. I said, how in the heck did you two meet? A California boy and a girl all the way from Massachusetts. They met on TikTok. How about that?
That's kind of cool.
Welcome to the year 2026, Mark. Did you ever think you would meet your significant other on TikTok?
Yeah, I didn't even know what TikTok was until a couple years ago, and my kids told me that there was TikTok. But like I said, it's definitely a cool thing. All those guys watching and hanging out, and like I said, if you got to watch, it's the battle's about to heat up here in the Open Pro class.
Yes, it is, Dante.
We're about a half an hour in, and these guys are starting to get together. I wonder if
Dante making a move on Heft. Here comes the six-time defending champion. Looking for that pass. This is where the different line choice comes into play. Dante's got something up his sleeve. We've got lap traffic in front of him already. Here comes Heft on the pro circuit. Kawasaki gets around. Dante with another line selection to the right. We got carnage all over the place. Dante jumping onto that virgin soil. Oh my goodness, what a battle here.
Well, and right here it's going to get dusty. There's definitely, they make a left right here, and we saw Mateo get dusted out last lap right here.
Oh, Dante now. Who will get to the top of the hill first? You got to give Oliveira credit. He's trying all different lines. He's trying to learn something.
And he learned a little bit from a couple laps ago. Whoa, down rider right there.
Oh, no. We've got down riders all over this race course.
But he learned from a couple laps ago when we were on break. We got to see them kind of dust each other out. Dante, as the champion he is, trying different lines, trying to get around, trying to make Heft make that mistake. So we'll see how long Heft can keep Dante behind him.
Through the finish line shoot we go. You can see the wet roost up there. That's one of the sections they can water. They can't get the watering truck to this entire track. Some sections actually even overwatered, from what the great Mark Tilley was telling me. Did we have a little bit of a flood earlier?
We watched the water truck get stuck and have to make about 10 passes on stuff. But luckily the track crew was able to get out there and fix that section, so no harm, no foul. But it was kind of interesting for about 20 minutes watching the water truck try to make it out of there.
Well, now let's go inside the mind of a racer right now, because we're about a half an hour in. Heft has had such a marvelous start, but you are getting pressure applied by the greatest off-road racer in the game today, Dante Oliveira. What do you do if you're Heft? Are you trying to pull away? Are you trying to keep pace? What's the strategy? You got such a long way to go.
I think what Heft's trying to do right now is just try to hit his lines. Make sure that he's making mistake-free laps, because when you got somebody of that caliber behind you, it's in your head. So it's definitely, you got to stay out of your head, ride a motorcycle like you know you can. Heft is super talented on a motorcycle, and just hit your lines, go your pace. Make sure you're not thinking behind you, because if you're thinking behind you, you can't go fast in front of you. So it'll be interesting to see. And these guys have basically dropped third place. Mateo Oliveira is not even in the picture yet. He hasn't dropped down. So these guys it's not like these guys are just out for a Sunday cruise. They're pushing it.
Yeah, and there actually seems to be some points where it looks like Heft pulls away with that pro circuit horsepower. That Team Green Kawasaki How about this, Mark, too? Little known fact, as I was doing some of my research. Do you know Kawasaki has surpassed Honda in USA motorcycle sales?
Well, they have. The last couple of years, they've had a contingency program that is pretty amazing. That it was the highest in contingency. Lots of people seeing what they can make back when they're trying to buy motorcycles. So definitely a nice thing to see. And then these KX 450s and KX 250s are pretty darn good straight off the showroom floor. So I know that they've made some amendments to those contingency programs, lowered it a little bit because maybe they were a little bit overzealous with it. But lots of support coming back to the racer involved in the series.
All right, and at this time, we'd like to go to our Dante Oliveira feature. We spoke with him pre-race. Let's take you to that. He is the one and only six-time champion. Dante, I got to ask you about that thriller. Last round, all the way till the end, you and Dare battling, but you were able to get the pass. Tell me about it.
Right, what a wild race it was, and just a blast to be out there racing Grand Prix again. I sat back a little too long, and not too long because I was able to get it done, but I was getting scared there at the halfway mark, not making too many moves, and then all of a sudden I saw the top guys and just got in a groove, clicked off lap by lap and rider by rider, and I was there battling for the lead, and just, yeah, I was able to watch Dare a little bit, capitalize on some of the lines he was doing, and was snuck on the inside of him, then floated to the outside and just held it on a little bit longer and sealed the deal right there.
It was some great racing. We thoroughly enjoyed it. You're on another level, but it seems like, we know these guys are getting pushed into a new level. Do you feel like they're closing the gap a little bit? Are we going to see closer racing this year?
I hope so. It's always fun doing a battle like that, and Delano, it's always a battle. Every year it's neck and neck the whole race, so I think Blythe's another round like that. I do like the sand, so I'm having good feelings going into this and excited for it, and yeah, we'll see what everybody's up to.
What's the key to going fast here in Blythe?
Throttle's on the left. Throttle's on the left.
Well, the grades seem to simplify it so well. He is the six-time champion looking for his second win of the season. And right now, he is in hot pursuit as I apologize for my horrible hair day pre-race. I've fixed that a little bit. But here comes Dante Oliveira. We got some lap traffic. Only a 6-mile course. And that long staggered start will bring us into lappers. From here on out, they will certainly play a role in today's race. We've still got a full 60 minutes left to go. But you got to give Heft a big pat on the back because right now he's hanging tough and has shut the door on Dante's attempts. But what we learned last round, Mark, Dante will sit back there and wait. He is such a veteran. You don't become a 6-time champion by rushing or forcing yourself into a bad position.
Yeah, no, and there's sections to where, or there's parts of the track to where Heft seems like he pulls out, and then Dante just kind of pulls him back in. So it's kind of nice to see the ebb and flow of who's faster in what sections and who's choosing what lines. Again, coming into lappers this early, it's definitely going to affect the way that these guys are riding because they do. Sometimes they have to go into other lines, but Dante always searching for lines. He doesn't follow very often. He always searches for different lines, and sometimes that can hurt him, sometimes that can help him.
And as we take a look at the Pro Circuit bike, we got to give a big shout out to Fulmer H417 taking the lead in 25 plus over our Trevor Hunter, who's doing a great job out there. Again, coming back from his big injury, he's about 12 seconds behind.
Well, and Trevor getting a really bad start. I think he was the last one on the line. Also, local Nick Nays is running in third, and nice to see Clay Hingefeld back at the NGPC series. Stover running in fifth, Onstadt in sixth, Gill in seventh, and Justin Workman looks like he showed up, and he's in eighth right now. I think Justin's learning the track because I don't think he was here earlier, and I definitely know he wasn't here yesterday because I didn't have to contend with him in the 30 class.
Well, we've seen some great racing here over the last 2 days. More than 1,200 entries coming out for this second round here, Blythe, California. If you're wondering where the heck we are, we're about 3 hours south of Vegas, about an hour and a half south of Havasu. It is a beautiful area situated alongside the banks of the Colorado River, and it is an oasis of speed. Got a little bit of history about this facility. Very popular motocross track. At one time, it was shut down for a little bit, but they have resuscitated it. And boy, it is a great home for off-road racing, especially with visuals like this. I feel like every time they go down there, I'm looking at a cover shot on Dirt Bike Magazine.
Well, and it's very interesting. Hef's taking a line that looks like it's very popular, and then Oliveira taking a line that nobody's on. So, lots of interesting line choices here. Heft is hopefully going to get around this guy, but that's going to make Dante behind a Dante,
the roost is so brutal going up that hill.
Hef giving a look back to see if Dante's still there. But, that section is going to come in and play.
At Dante
taking a different line.
Wow, what courage.
Looks like that line kind of hurt him a little bit. But, again, early in the race, he can do this and then be able to make some time back up. So he did lose a little bit of time, but they're going into the scoring chute. If there is lapped riders in front of Heft going into the scoring chute, it will slow them down a little bit. But
and here we go.
So he did lose a decent amount of time to Heft.
Yeah, who am I to give any type of direction to the six-time champion? I won't do. But if that was anybody else, and I'm his mechanic, I'd be pretty nervous with him trying that brand new line that's never been used this early in the race. You feel like, I've just heard from so many racers, there's so many rocks and holes out there. You wonder, is there a sneaky hole hiding?
Well, but you want your rider to be searching around, because you want him to be, if he did find something, and it was something that he found early in the race that he can make work late in the race, it's always searching around. You're always searching for a faster way, a smoother line to do something. So shout out to the six-time champion. He's always looking for ways to win, and he's going to need to find something here, because Justin seems like he's holding his own.
Yeah, and what a difference a week can make. They did run the event here last week, and I got to say, so far, all of our big winners not really out in front. A lot of people peg Tyler Lynn as somebody who would step up and win this race. But Tyler, I think, was stuck back in fifth the last look we had at our pro leaderboard. As we give you a look at pit row, got to believe we're still quite a ways away from pit stops, unless there's some shenanigans or chess being played, as Brody DeMartille suggested to me, and so did Bobby Dawson. They both told me. They said there are some weird things going on with pit stops this year.
Well, it looks like that might be Noah Gordon, so we might be watching the Pro 2 battle on screen. And it looks like that would be, it's a Husky. I'm not sure if that's a lap rider or where those guys are at, but Noah Gordon. Oh, no, that's Mason Simmons. So Mason, I believe, is in third now. So Mateo going backwards, uncharacteristically going backwards. But so that would be Mateo right there on the Rockstar Husky team. And Mason Simmons on the KTM-supported RPM team, riding that Ty Renshaw tuned KTM 450.
Yes, for Mike Hulbert, the former NASCAR truck racer who does so much for the series and does a great job fielding his RPM racing team too. As for Mason, he's hoping to get the voodoo off him. Stepped up to the 450s. You know, he has had a mechanical in each of his two starts. It was a broken throttle housing in Laughlin, and for round number one, a shock bolt fell off. Where, just like your friend at Stony, it seems like they've had some problem with suspension during these long 90-minute races.
Yeah, and there's always stuff that can happen. It's definitely an interesting thing. We're riding with Dare DeMartille right now on the factory beta.
Yes, runner-up at the last race. Keep an eye on him. Got to talk with Dare and his father, Brody, extensively before this race. Now on the Beta 450 RC. I got some more insight about how that came about as well. Thought maybe it was just a marketing change, and Dare said no, the 450 is actually a better bike for what we do out here. The 480RR is a street legal bike. It's a 6-speed. It's got a headlight on it. He said the 450 is more of a weapon for GP racing, so he feels very, very comfortable on that Beta motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a little bit more aggressive from what I found is that the bigger bore bike is kind of a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but maybe a little bit more rider friendly, whereas the 450 a little bit more aggressive and kind of what you'd want when you're riding a Grand Prix, and it's kind of a cross between motocross. So you want be a little bit more aggressive on that. Justin Hepp looks like he's pulled out. I don't see Dante Oliveira right on his rear wheel like he has been in the laps past. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I know that there's some trees and stuff like that maybe we can't see, but Justin Heff getting out on that Precision Coatings Pro Circuit Kawasaki, making it look good for Fulmer and the crew over there. So a live look at what it's like to be above the course here at Shorty's MX Park in Blythe, California.
A gorgeous day for racing. Wish you were here, but the next best thing is you watching on your television, smartphone, or device of your choice as we continue on. Just getting an update here. Unfortunately, Tyler Lynn out of the race. Did we give him the announcer's jinx? I certainly hope not. It just shows you how unforgiving and unpredictable the sport can be. One here less than 7 days ago, now out of today's race.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. We'll get an update a little bit later on what happened. Hopefully it's a mechanical and not a crash. But again, watching Justin Heft right here, and last lap, Dante was all over him. This lap, I don't see Dante in sight. So
he's got some breathing room.
He's got to be right there somewhere, but he's wow. I don't even see him coming the other way.
No, we're gonna have to get.
So right here, they go through a bunch of turns.
Oh, somebody down road. Man, we were talking so much about that during our last race about how lappers can play such a factor. Great job by Heft. I mean, that easily could have taken him out of contention for the win here today. Good instincts right there. But yeah, I mean, so Dante, I believe, came in the corner of the shot, but right here they're going to go, they kind of come down a high-speed straightaway, and then they make a right-hand turn at the end, and then come up a high-speed straightaway, up a hill, and come into the pit section. But last lap, Dante, I believe that was Dante going back by, but maybe not. It'll be interesting to see when they come through the pit area if we can see Dante or not. Heft is definitely pulled out because Dante was all over him. I believe that might be Dante right there. That's the six-time champ right there, but he's definitely fallen back. So I wonder if there's something going on. Maybe off screen we didn't see him go down, but Hef coming out of and Dante going into the. So we'll see right now if he drops in. KTM's on the other side, so maybe he dropped the bike. Maybe he's got something else going on. And how far back is Mateo? I haven't seen him in.
Yeah, those guys pulled out a lot on everybody else. But now, like I said, when they came through this section last time, they were all over each other, and now Hef's got a fairly decent lead.
I don't know. Dante knows what he's got to do, though.
We'll get to see exactly how big that lead is when they come through the scoring chute.
If we've learned one thing for the past 6 years, that is never count out the six-time champion. Look at that. Heft showing us again how precarious this track can be with all the traffic out there. Almost collided with a lapper. Remember, this isn't Supercross. This isn't motocross. We got 6 miles of course. We don't have blue flaggers. out there at every turn. So some of these individuals don't know the leaders are coming behind them, or maybe, they can get spooked when you hear a bike coming that fast. Try to get out of the way, but end up falling. That could have been what happened to the individual we saw moments
So that's
ago.
Heft in the scoring chute. And then if we turn back around, we would see Dante coming back through. But that's got to be a 10-second lead or so.
And Mark, we've talked about how important suspension is at this racetrack, a proper setup. Well, pre-race, I had an opportunity to catch up with our friends from TBT and learn firsthand how they are setting up the motorcycles for this racetrack. Let's take you to that. Travis from TBT. Always a pleasure to chat with a true suspension expert, Travis from TBT. Travis, we had the good fortune of watching you moments ago make some tweaks on this KTM. Tell me what you were doing to it exactly.
Yeah, we're here out at the NGPC races for all the racers. Doesn't matter what suspension company you're using or if you don't have your suspension done. We're setting sag, adjusting clickers, helping riders ride safer, faster, and enjoy the ride.
I noticed you were even paying some special attention to the front end down by the axles. You loosened up the axle bolts. What were you doing there?
Yeah, so the front forks can bind up when guys and gals tighten the front end up. And so it's real important to loosen the throttle side up and let it find its neutral space and then tighten it back up. So I was doing that on the KTM.
Free to float, right?
Yep. Yeah, the floating side definitely needs to be freed up, and not always the case when it comes by the truck.
Well, these are very important things. And the importance of getting the sag right, how would you describe that?
Yeah, it's the balance of the motorcycle, because it's got a vertical operation plane, is super important so the bike doesn't pitch to the front or drag the back around. So steering in and out of corners, way it goes through the bumps, the sag's super important. Helps us identify whether the spring's correct for the rider's physical weight and their ability. You can cheat that around a little bit, but not by much.
Your suspension knowledge is amazing. How many years have you been doing this?
A long time. I've been doing suspension since I was 14 years old, and I've had my business license for Tuning by Travis since I was 18 years old when I graduated high school in 1992. So math, 35 years-ish.
Well, what a luxury these racers have. And if you could describe out there to the average rider, because I feel like sometimes suspension is overlooked. One time a great suspension guy grabbed me and he said, take everything that makes you go faster and put it in one pile. Everything is just for looks and put it in this pile. We spend money on graphics, we spend money on gear, but often suspension is overlooked. What are you seeing in terms of how you're able to get riders to improve their lap times with just a few tweaks?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, watching the riders. I'm a rider and racer myself. I've got Baja Championships, motocross championships. Been doing it forever. Been riding since I was 4 years old. So interfacing with the riders, it's super key. When they tell me what the bike's doing, I can understand what they're talking about. And if they're not explaining it well, I can help them explain it well. And that, I think, makes what separates TBT from the rest of the suspension companies out there is the fact that almost every one of our franchise owners races at a pretty high level.
Awesome. And what's the tuning secret here in Blythe? What are they looking for?
Stiffer compression and softer rebound because of the sand and the bumps. We've also got 20 locations across the U.S., Brazil, and Canada. www.tbtracing.com is our website. Follow us on Instagram at TBT Racing and Facebook and all the fun stuff.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Travis from TBT. We certainly appreciate it. Noah Gordon feeling it right now as this live stream presented by Honda continues from Shorty's Sports Park here in Blythe, California. All the great sponsors making it happen, like TBT, Precision Concepts, God Skaggs Racing, ASB, the Prospectors, and of course our presenting series sponsor, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and our presenting sponsor, FMF. We appreciate each and every one of them. Again, this live stream brought to you by Honda. Mark, support those who support your sport.
Yeah, you definitely have to support those who are at the races, and helping you out. You got to make sure that you help them out when it's time, when you need something. So still Justin Heft out front, Dante Oliveira in second. Mason Simmons in third, Mateo Oliver in fourth, and Dare DeMartile in fifth. Now, we did get some word while we were away that there is no visor on the helmet of the six-time champion Dante Oliveira, so he must have gone down. So we'll have to double check in and see exactly what the gap is there. Here in the Pro 2 class, we got Sam Pritchard on his SLR Honda out front, Noah Gordon in second, and Simpson in third on that YZ 250 two-stroke. Cole Zeller, it looked like, was in fourth. So Michaela Nielsen leading the women's pro class, followed by Ava Silvestri and Alvarez.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to find out what's going on. As for Justin Heft, as we were talking about earlier, he was able to weather that storm and stymie the onslaught, the offensive that Dante was putting on him, and now he gets rewarded with some breathing room. And I just hope, Mark, I hope I wasn't correct in Dante experimenting with some new lines in one of those holes, reaching out and getting them. I heard there's a lot of holes out there from a lot of racers. I heard you really got to be careful. You really got to concentrate where you're going.
And there's Cole Zeller on the KTM 250. And the watch party. Shout out to the watch party.
The watch party.
The sports bar and pub, I believe it was. Let's see about that. It was at CJ's Sports Grill and Turf Club. So maybe this might be a thing that's going on. But it looks like Simpson is coming up on Noah Gordon. Simpson losing a bunch of weight, starting a training program, making things happen, completely changing his riding style, but taking it to the next level, finishing on the podium at round one and backing it up. A lap rider getting in the way a little bit there. But yeah, that's definitely, I can almost smell the two-stroke race gas and the oil burning from here.
And I'm so impressed with what he's doing. I asked him, why a YZ250? He said, I love two strokes. He said it's an advantage on the start. He knows he's at a disadvantage in the deep sand against these four strokes, but that doesn't seem to be stopping him today. And big pat on the back to Yamaha, too. Mark, you and I have talked about it. The only Japanese manufacturer sticking with their 125, sticking with their 250s. We hope that maybe we keep hearing about this rumored Kawasaki KX300. Who knows? But I want to see them all back. Bring back the RM250. Bring back the CR250.
They'd sell everyone they made.
They sure would.
I'm impressed with Simpson and the gains that he's made. It's nice to see a young man going after a dream and putting everything he can into it. So hopefully it can be something to where maybe there's a Yamaha team out there that can get some support and go from there. But
I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark. But the four strokes have traction control. The two strokes don't. Correct?
Yeah, I don't think any of those guys are really using traction control on a course like this that just has all kinds of traction. Maybe if it was hard packed, I would say more like a Delano slick course if it was getting blue group. But there's a bunch of traction here, so I think that it's interesting to see how some of the lines come together. Like you see, just like we were watching the leaders, you'd see Dante come up on.
I thought somebody was down.
One
it's
of
actually
the
an
Hunter
early
brothers.
pit stop.
I believe that's Kai Hunter right there.
Cobra Kai on the 224 with NGPC's Craig Hunter. That's the man I was talking about with the black baseball cap. If you're out in industry land, please give this man some money to support this series. He's out there shaking the can to try to keep it going. As you can see, great racing family. It looks like, was the dent doc doing a little suspension adjustment there?
Or maybe he was just looking to see what that was in the frame. I think he's a little bit challenged in some spots. Sometimes he squirrels out a little bit. So
did the dent doc see a dent?
Yeah, he might have. There might have been a dent in there that he wanted to pull out. So
remember, if you get a ding, give him a ring. The dent dog. Locations all over the United States of America. Just be careful. He will block you by accident. That's what he told me when he stopped taking my calls. Now he's back. 17, 18 calls a day.
Yeah. And now you blocked him. I know I did. So now, like I said, back to this battle for the Pro 2 class. This is a second place battle. It looks like Sam Prachar is kind of checked out on these guys. But these guys, again, coming down in this drone footage, coming down. There's Moto KK right
Moto
there,
KK.
Up on top in the motocross section. Those guys that were going to come into that section right behind us.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Moto KK out there this year. I think Paula might be the first time we see her in the WMX series. She won it last year. Definitely one of the fastest women in the world right now on a dirt bike. No question about that. Supremely talented. Great athlete. Comes from a very competitive family.
Yeah, she came out swinging and winning one of the WMX rounds. I think it even caught her off guard a little bit. I don't think she expected that. Like I said, lots of talented young ladies coming out of the woodworks and making their claim. Looks like that might be Sam. No, that's Noah. Noah Gordon. Looks like he's still holding down second. Still haven't got Sam on. Is that Simpson? Did he did. He passed Noah Gordon, put some time in. I wonder if maybe Noah stopped for gas or something. But last time we saw them running around, it was Simpson behind him, but now Simpson is in front of him and pulling away a little bit.
Oh, no, and I hate to hear this update from our spotter out there. Colton Eck has crashed out of this race, and that is a young man who has battled a whole lot of injuries. So let's hope everything's okay out there with the Cowboy Colton Eck.
Yeah, never want to hear a racer going down and never want to hear a racer going out. So hopefully he is okay, and we'll keep you updated on that.
We're hearing Noah Gordon pitted, so this could be what's going on. This could be my mechanic spies out there telling me that it's been getting kind of weird with the pit stops. This could be case in point. We're seeing some people come in early, try to get it out of the way. People experimenting with different size tanks. We're also hearing Snodgrass on the Ducati. Major motor problems. There is smoke billowing from that motorcycle. Hate to hear it for Team Ducati. Let's hope they can make it to the end.
One will have to get back with the Open Pro leaders, but it looks like on live timing and scoring that Dante has been able to close the gap back up to Justin Heff.
Not surprising.
Maybe off screen, maybe Justin Heff got some gas, maybe he pitted, and maybe that pit strategy, like you were talking about a little bit earlier, came into play. But we'll have to get an update on that. Again, we're watching Mr. Simpson on his YZ252 stroke, and then right behind him we should see coming into screen Noah Gordon on that RPM KTM. So Sam Prachar still out front of those guys. So he must have a pretty decent lead. We'll see if we can find the number 87 on that SLR Honda. See if he's out front and how he's looking.
Well, they're coming through. The action's heating up. We still got 35 minutes left to go. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to step aside for a second, but action will return from round number 2 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC series presented by FMF here from beautiful Blythe, California. We'll be right back.
Nobody can get Detta.
I think I hear Detta riding.
Unfiltered joy and the all-new CRF 300S, made by Honda.
30 minutes gone here from beautiful Blythe, California. Round number 2 of the NGPC series continues. We'll give you a rundown. Pro 2, it's Sam Prachira, Cody Simpson, Noah Gordon, and up in the 4th at the Cole Zeller watch party. Your man Cole Zeller up into 4th place. Nelson hanging tough in 5th. We'll give you the full rundown. The big story, though, is what is the margin between Justin Heff and Dante Oliveira in the 450 Open Pro category?
I believe that's our leader, Sam Pritchard, in the Pro 2 class out front. And it seems like on a Sunday cruise.
Sure is.
Sam making the switch in the off season from a privateer team. Mark Samuels saw something in him and gave him a shot, and it's paying off because Sam is set sail out front. And
yeah, Juan Carlos and all the boys back there had this thing prepped for production, and they have all good things to say about Sam. Said he is a welcome addition to the team. Cody Simpson, where's my two-stroke fans? Stand up. Let's hear it. If you love two-strokes, get behind this man on a YZ250, the only two-stroke in the field today. Cody Simpson. He had a big smile on his face, too. He said, I discovered some things. There's Justin Heff, our leader, the 2-7. What a coming out party for him.
And we'll see if we can see Dante Oliveira come into screen. I believe that was Dante right there, so he has definitely closed the gap on Heff. We'll have to see if they've done any pitting or anything like that. And it looked like Simpson was closing on Sam Bachera too. So this is it's heating up in both classes, and we'll see what these guys got.
That's why we're so glad you're watching with us. Thank you guys for all the likes, the shares. Let's keep it going. Record viewership last broadcast. Let's keep it up. 30 minutes left to go. The question, can the Team Green Pro Circuit backed machine of Justin Heff hold off the six-time defending champion Dante Oliveira? He's wounded. He's down a visor. He's already been on the ground, but he is undeterred, fistful of throttle, trying to close this gap.
Well, I'm pretty impressed with Heff being able to run up front. I know he had some issues. He ran up front at Delano, but then had some issues in the pits.
That's not Dante right there, is it?
That is Dante.
That is, wow.
What made up a big
What a
gap.
gamer.
That's why I was wondering if maybe Heff pitted and Dante hasn't pitted yet, but he's definitely pushing.
Dante being Dante. He went down, but boy, did he close that gap in a hurry. And now Heff has to continue to weather the onslaught, weather the storm. We saw him looking back a little bit, and what did we learn last race, Martilli?
You definitely don't want to look back. Well, and he's definitely charging. He's coming right up on him. So Heff knows he's there now.
This lead is evaporating. Here comes your sixth time to the inside without much of a challenge. Heff gets loose.
Heff hit that
Dante Oliveira to the lead.
Heff hit the same hole that we saw Mari Arnold hit during the amateur race.
Unbelievable. Great racing. Dante has pitted already from what we're hearing. And just like that, it took an hour, but the number one is back out in front.
And I got to believe Hef is getting a little tired because he did have a lead. This is where Dante shines, but you can see Hef kind of taking a little bit more time to place himself into those lines than he was, not charging as hard, but we'll see. I'm assuming if Dante's pitted, then Justin Hef has probably already pitted as well. So coming into about 28 minutes left on this track. This guy's doing, I believe, about a 9-minute lap time, 8-minute lap time. So we still got a lot of racing yet to go.
Yes, we do, but with Dante out in front flexing his muscles, I mean, let's just call it. It would probably take a mistake from the 6th time, which is certainly not unheard of on this rough and forgiving course. But right now, Dante's seemingly getting faster each time by.
Yeah, and coming by in a race like this, making the pass, Dante getting by Heft, and getting by Heft the way he got by him, he kind of just blew past him. Not sure. I would assume that Heft knew he was there, but this is where Dante is so good at laying down fast laps and just breaking his competition. So if he can do this, and if Heft can't keep him in sight, this win is his.
And how far back to 3rd place? Is it still the 831 of Mateo Oliveira? We shall find out as Dante stretches out his lead. The defending 6-time champ trying to go perfect. 2 for 2 on the season. Took him about, 85 minutes to get the lead in round 1. Took him 60 here today. He's out front. Will he relinquish it? As we continue, though, to hit lap traffic all over Shorty Sports Park. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to give a huge thank you to our presenting club here this weekend. Could not do it without them. A club that started more than 70 years ago, the Prospectors. Let's take you to that. We spoke to them pre-race. Let's hear what they had to say. When you run an event of this magnitude with 1,200 plus entries and this much work to be done, I tell you constantly, we rely on our great clubs to help us out. This week, it's the Prospectors, 1949 established. You guys have a rich history, don't you?
We do. We've been around a long time. Enduros. We've been in this Grand Prix series for 30 years now. Got a lot of good club members. They're all volunteers. They come out and spend 3 or 4 days out here setting up the course. But it's really good to keep the sport alive like this. It seems to be growing now, and it's neat to see little kids that are 5 years old, and we got 70-year-olds out there.
Yes.
So
quite an awesome mix. What's the hardest part of your job?
Hardest part of my job right now is doing the lining on the start. And then, picking up all the things. And we do a little bit of everything, work checks, and it's a lot of work, but our club takes care of us. They feed us, and we have a good time. And it's a really, really strong club based in kind of Torrance, California. Back in the day when the boys came back from the war, in 49, they bought motorcycles. And then in 1950, they stripped them down and went desert racing. So it's been around a long time. We've got a lot of, members that are not with us anymore, and looking for new kids to come in and join the club.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. We appreciate it. And guys, if you want to join the Prospectors, make sure you get a hold of them. They're looking for some new volunteers. Maybe that could be you, Mark Tilley. Maybe you could be the next Prospector.
These guys, all the clubs put on a lot of work, a lot of dedication. There's actually a lot of Prospectors that are in the club that we know and we see all the time, putting lots of effort into NGPC, SRA, the people that put on SRA Grand Prix, they're part of this club. Anna and the Hintz family part of this club. One of my, when I first got into testing, I believe that is
somebody off the bike.
I believe that's the Desmo 450.
Is that the Desmo Team Husqvarna taking a good look?
That's a gas. I believe that's 313.
That's the legend Ty Davis down there looking on. So glad he's okay. If you guys didn't hear, what a weird weekend for Ty at the season opener. Left the race in his truck, got hit by a semi. Thank God he's okay in the fog. And then got banged up on Sunday when his team was trying to make a pit stop. So thank goodness the off-road legend, the 8-time champion Ty Davis, is okay. Is that Kirk Hintz stepping in? Kurt Hintz.
So like I was saying, Don Dudek was one of our Yamaha reps. He is a part of this. He's the one that actually clicks the light. I raced against his son, Ryan Dudek, and Ryan is our Honda media guy now. So lots of history going on, but we have heard that Justin Heft has lost his rear brake on that KX450. So maybe that's why Dante was able to make that pass and kind of pulling out. So if Justin doesn't have a rear brake, it's pretty impressive he's making it around this track as fast as he's making it around.
What do you think happened there? He couldn't have gone through the pads already. Is he that hard on a rear brake? Is it?
It could be boiling, and it could have got an air bubble in there. Sometimes it goes all the way down, sometimes it doesn't. So lots of different stuff. I haven't had any issues with the KX450 rear brake going out, but he could be a brake dragger and maybe heated that thing up and it boiled. But I know that the crew down there on that Kawasaki team will get that figured out and hopefully come back and he won't have those problems in the future. But like Dante, he's good. Sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
That's for sure. 22 minutes remaining before we see the white flag as we continue on. What a round number 2 it has been here from Blythe, California. Wish you were here. Perfect weather for racing. That track looks beautiful, but I promise you down below, it is an unforgiving, merciless race course that has really taken a lot out of these finely conditioned athletes. We'll see who can make it to the end. Taking a look at our leaderboard, two-stroke A. Alloway leads Edgar, Christensen, Christie, Wheeler, and Wagner. Try to give you updates on all the categories.
There is Justin Heft riding around with that, having a rear brake trouble from what we're getting. The other update that we've got from Scott Perkins, our remote informer, he says that Tyler Lynn has gone down and has crashed, and it's a little bit of blurry vision, so he will be out for the rest of the day.
Hate to hear that. Get well, Cowboy, Colton Eck. Dante Oliveira continues to lead. Live timing and scoring tells us it's a 6-second lead over Justin Heft. I don't know if we can believe it. Mateo, they're saying a lap down for Mateo.
I think that's just because they haven't come through. Live timing and scoring hasn't picked up because that's everybody down from there. I believe on screen is Mason Simmons right now, and Mason, I think, is riding around in 4th behind Mateo.
Well, Mason will be happy to finish based on the bad mechanical luck he's had this first 2 450 races. He'll be happy to get this one in the books before we head to Glen Helen next month for what has become the biggest NGPC race of the year. If you're watching us at home and you're not here, please make your plans to join us. Legendary San Bernardino's Glen Helen Raceway.
Mason going by one of the A riders. That was Kodiak Lehman on his team green-backed KX250. Kodiak moving up to that class just to get a little bit of some experience and ride around with the pros. And his dad, a very accomplished off-road rider and stuntman, as well as his mom, I believe, too. So Tawny and Oakley both, and then his brother was in the kids race earlier today. So family racing together, staying together.
No doubt about that, guys. Less than 20 minutes remain in round number 2 as Dante Oliveira trying to go a perfect 2 for 2. Can he do it? Sam Pratchira trying to win the 250 category once again, and Moto KK shaking off an illness. doing her thing, leading the women's division.
Yeah, that's the other thing that Mason, the young man that we're watching on screen right now, was saying that he was a little under the weather. So hopefully he's doing better. Well, there's Tyler Lynn back on the bike, maybe holding his arm a little bit. So maybe we'll have to reprimand the young man Scott Perkins from back east, who is probably under snow as well. So maybe we'll have to reprimand him with a little bit of a pay cut.
Well, we do. We appreciate everybody watching out there, that's for sure. And like I said, it's really nice to see how these broadcasts have... Fourth year? Is this our third? It might be our third. We might have just started our fourth year of doing this. And L&M Media Productions, Ross Fitz, and all the boys, I know they were talking to Craig Hunter for a long time. And here's what I can tell you at home. Really enjoy this and relish this. I remember being at Lucas Oil Productions like in 2019, and Glenn Helen calling us for a live stream. And even back then, it was so expensive. It was so unheard of. We just weren't there yet. And now we are. Now we get bigger and better each and every race. As I said, it costs a few dollars to do this. That's why we really appreciate all the great sponsors you see up there on the screen, like Honda, like Guts, like FMF, like Rocky Mountain, Precision Concepts, Skags Racing, ASV, the people that keep us going. But it's amazing how far this has come. And Mark, you know, as a racer, if you're out there competing and we're mentioning your sponsors, that's going to help you.
Exactly. It's definitely, and again, as we always say, support the people that support you. So if you see a logo out here and wondering what it is, go up to them and ask them. Maybe it might be something you need. Cole Zeller, the Cole Zeller Watch Party. Cole Zeller switching over from Huskies to ride in RPM KTM this year, and did very well at the first round, did very well here a week ago, turning some heads. So Cole doing lots of stuff. Harlem Nelson coming through the scoring tower on his Dirt Bike Magazine back to KTM. Dirt Bike Magazine Stony Socks. I know Bob helping him out with a lot of stuff this year and making things happen for his first full year in the pro class.
Wow, and it seems like you can really get some speed going on that section right there.
Yeah, that's one of the longer sections because it does go all the way out to where you come into the park, and then works its way all the way back in. Shorty's does a really good job of using as much course as possible here at the facility.
And Mark, thank you for telling us about the Cole Zeller. Ready to go. Wow. Cole Zeller fans, we caught up with him pre-race. Let's take you to that. Brand new year, brand new bike for Cole Zeller. And clearly, Cole, you're comfortable because last race, leading for a while, finishing P2. You got to be happy with that. How'd you get so comfortable so quickly on this bike?
Yeah, it wasn't too big of a switch coming from the Husky. Just a different environment, and I'm really happy with it. Mike and Sherry are awesome, and the whole team, my teammates are awesome. So it was an easy transition, and, it was just a matter of time until we got this thing right and got up top.
Hearing that this is a difficult track here this weekend, what do you think is the key to going faster than everybody else in Blythe?
Just consistency and good line choice. It's an hour-and-a-half race. The lap times aren't too long. Staying off the ground and, not making any mistakes is the key here. And just, being strong at the end of the race because this wears a lot of people out, so you can make some moves at the end.
Being that you led that race, are you starting to feel the mojo? You feeling the confidence that you could do this?
100%, yeah. Last weekend we were able to pull off a win, so looking to do the same thing, same track, same bike, same setup. So hopefully the same result.
Congratulations to you. Be careful. We got yet another fast orange rider here in 2026. How about that? Congratulations, Cole Zeller, and thank you for watching us at the Zeller Watch Party. And I knew it would come back to me. The famous track in Massachusetts, Southwick. That's where he wants to run this year because that is where his fiance, congratulations, now fiance, popped the big question on Christmas Eve to the lovely lady Kylie, who he met on TikTok. And they will be another one of the great motocross couples out here. We're seeing a lot of them.
Well, Southwick, he's going to need some training and some sand training because that is one big sandbox.
Oh, boy. Continuing on, guys, 14 minutes remain in round number 2 of the AMA NGPC series. Thank you guys so much for watching along with us. We were live earlier on Racing Jack YouTube. When we get done, if you haven't seen that one, give it a share. Some incredible amateur racing that included even a Dirt Bike Magazine backed rider. It's great to see. Great to see a lot of Dirt Bike Magazine backed riders out here, for sure. I know Harlem really brought it. We're going to have to see where Harlem is running. Dante Oliveira, though, without a visor, out in front. Your six-time defending NGPC champion. Looking to go perfect on the year.
And it'll be interesting to see how close Hef can stay because we've been hearing reports that he does have a failing rear brake. So definitely something to keep in mind that he's able to still stay up there. Hasn't come into frame yet, but I believe I saw a glimpse of him back there. This is back to the start. Number 917 coming through on his gas.
Yeah, I'm curious who's in third. Maybe we can get a look at it when Dante comes through the chute, just how vast and wide that margin is. 1 and 2 put a lot of time on the field. There's Mateo right there. Mateo, by the way, he went second here last year. Still telling me he had the picture to prove it. 40 pounds up from this time last year. He was 135 last year, 175 this year. Said all he did was change his diet and hit the weights pretty hard. And he likes being heavier on the bike.
That's pretty interesting.
That's a lot of weight, 40 pounds.
It's, so we definitely lots of hard work going on, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So what we saw when we saw Mason, or we saw Dante and I believe it was Mason, they were on the other side of the track. So it's definitely it's gonna be a while before they come back to this side of the track, but it will be interesting to see how close Hef can stay to him. It looks like he might be about 15 seconds back right now, so it's pretty impressive being able to hang with the 6-time champ without a rear brake, if that's what's going on for Justin Hef.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And how impressive is it that Dante was able to shake off a crash? I don't know what happened, but if it knocked his visor off, probably a high-speed crash, who knows? But Dante back on the bike.
And I know I believe they're running Alpine Star helmets, so I think they do have a breakaway visor system, so hopefully he didn't hit that hard, but it's definitely not affecting him now, that's for sure.
He is feeling good in the desert. 81 degrees today, beautiful day, 1,200 entries. How about NGPC off to a great start? Tremendous turnout in Delano and another good one here, and we know Glen Helen's going to be packed.
Yeah, it's definitely, series is alive and well and growing, so we're getting lots of people that maybe haven't tried that. I believe that was Dante just passing one of our top 4 guys in the plus 25 class with making it by Nick Nays. So, and that is Justin Hef. Justin Hef is not that far behind. Dante's coming the other way and Justin's going that way. So an impressive ride for Justin, and again, making some mistakes, but if he really doesn't have a rear brake, that's crazy impressive.
Very, very much so. Maybe it's off and on. Maybe it's coming back on him. I don't know, but nonetheless, Justin, we knew that when he got picked up by Pro Circuit, he was going to be tough to beat. Didn't have the round or the debut he was looking for a couple weeks ago, but a great performance by him. And could he be the one to finally step up and catch Dante Oliveira, the elusive one? So hard to capture.
He was definitely making him push today before the break went out, but like I said, I know if that's what's going on, that team will get it figured out. They have lots lots of people helping behind the scenes and lots of knowledge there, that's for sure.
Noah Gordon airing it out. FMF RPM Racing. Glad that our friend Mike Holbert is with us, a true race enthusiast. He put that squad together. He told me last race, he said, hey, I'm the one that really gave Dante Oliveira. I started that streak, so shout out to him, and he's got quite the assembly of talent over there at FMF RPM, including this man, Noah Gordon. What a great day for racing it is. Mark, during our last broadcast, I hit you with a fun fact of Blythe. Known for farming, known for the alfalfa, cotton, and melons.
And like we mentioned on that other thing, you are a definite fan of melons.
Big connoisseur.
Yes.
Absolutely. Alfalfa. It's been a while since I had the alfalfa.
The key there, the bigger the better.
And like we said, guys, a lot of people travel to this area to escape the winter. Why wouldn't you? It's like -5 elsewhere. Beautiful day for racing here. You can see. I assumed it was cold in Delano. I figured it'd be cold here in the desert. At least when I say cold, let me clarify that. 65, 60s, a little chilly and breezy. You can wear shorts today. In fact, you do have on shorts, Mark.
I have on shorts and I'm sweating.
It's hot in the desert. Wide range. I think the high's 81, the low's 40.
Yeah, it gets the extremes. One during the day, and then one mid-morning night is definitely can drop down in those. And then when it gets windy out here, it's definitely not fun.
Such a pretty area, though. The big Maria Mountains to the north, Palo Verde Mountains to the south. Makes for some great visuals.
So it looks like we got about 7 minutes, getting a pretty good bird's eye view of what this course is all about. Going to show you guys what we got going on with this great drone footage, and we'll come back with the leaders and see where they're at. See if Justin Heff's able to hold on to second, or will he mount a charge? So
pretty cool too that I was walking around. Support here. Eric Molman, I was able to speak to him. I saw him at the Mini O's in Gainesville, Florida. I take a double take. Saw him all the way out here in California, and he said, hey, Kawasaki, if they have the truck available, we like to bring it out here and help all of our riders. We see the Simi Valley Yamaha guys doing the same. And Mark, that's a situation where if you ride a Kawasaki like yourself, you can take your bike right over to Eric Molman, and he'll work on it for free.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much more than that.
Work on it for free, and then you get I believe you even get a discount on the parts as well. So it's definitely a nice program for the Kawasaki Team Green riders. And like I said, that when you have that much knowledge around, it's never a bad thing. It's nice to see them at the races and supporting all the guys riding Kawasaki's. And like you said, the Simi Valley Yamaha crew out here as well. There's a Kawasaki going by right there. As you were saying earlier too, it is definitely a cool thing of them making a dent in the market share for the thing.
Yeah,
so white flag is out.
Oh, there's the 2-2 of Trevor for the 6-time. Dante Oliveira,
and I believe
the 3 coming
that
through.
Was
Here's
number
the
3.
108.
That was Wool Slayer. So there is the 6-time.
How many times?
Boy, Trevor Hunter. Track. Get that toe. The switch. I wonder what her fan club is, because Trevor was really pushing.
Sure was. He sure was.
Pretty. This young man being able to dominate a series like he does. Went out and won a National Hare and Hound Series championship last year as well. So This Dante is a threat to win wherever he shows up.
Yes. And I always ask him, what's next, right? And he always says 6 days.
He wants to win 6 days overall, and win it as a team. And that the entire KTM. Nick Nays and Oliveira coming through. This might be Sam, the Pro 2 class, or it might be Dante. We might say.
This is it, guys. Final lap. These racers are physically. Oliveira continues to lead, looking for his second many races this year. The 6-time champ. That is not
one of the RPM.
Me just yet to do it once again. I'm really surprised too that I wonder if KTM team consider having Dante at more pro motocross events. I know I talked to Dare DeMartell, and unfortunately with the bad luck Beta had, they're just going to concentrate on motocross. They're out of Supercross with injured Benny Bloss and Mitchell Oldenburg. And I wonder, is Dare DeMartell going to be able to run a lot of pro motocross races with them? He said he will run a couple.
And Dare said that he did want to run some on the podium last time. So we did get to just see a glimpse of Justin Heft. And Justin will probably, there's Justin right there coming back the other way as Dante goes the other way. So about a 10, 15 second lead, somewhere right in there for Dante, a comfortable lead. So Justin, again, if he did lose his rear brake, pretty impressive that he's able to stay up front and in front of this very talented field.
Yes, indeed. Dante Oliveira. Just a few turns away from bringing it home once again here before we pack it up and look ahead. About 180 miles to the northeast lies San Bernardino Glen Helen Raceway and round 3 of the NGPC series. It'll be here before we know it. The only thing I don't like about that round, Mark, it coincides with Bike Week. But my commitment to this series and the great Craig Hunter, I leave Bike Week for a couple days. Which is a big ask.
That's
a big ask.
Because I know that your channel, the and Racing Jack YouTube, is full of the Harley crowd and the interest crowd does.
That's for sure, man. I love motorcycles, all different forms. It's amazing. We all share this love for two different niches within the niche that I love. But I will tell you this, and this makes me proud. Last year, when I went back to Daytona Bike Week, talking about NGPC because they were following me and they follow the series, and I always think that that's cool when you go coast to coast and people out here are talking about GNCC and etc. We're a big community, but we're a tight-knit community.
Exactly. And so Dante making his way around. I did get to see the Ryan Abatoy Designs t-shirt for this round, and this young man, Dante Oliveira, is on that t-shirt. Ryan doing stuff a little bit different, coming out, making some of the pros, put the pros on the t-shirt, and kind of a cool thing. So if you haven't got a t-shirt for a round, I'm sure that Ryan can actually make just about anything you want. I know that he will be wrapping the Dirt Bike Magazine Motorhound here in the next few weeks, and I don't think we'll have it for the Glen Helen round because I got to do some work on it, but maybe for the round after that, and kind of go from there. So definitely multi-talented young man in Ryan Abatoy, making t-shirts, doing graphics, doing just about anything you want, and I can't wait to see what the t-shirt's going to be like for the Glen Helen round. Now, around because I don't have to bring food. Because all I do is stuff my face all weekend with California smash burgers.
I love it.
And Miguel and Amy.
Do you think Amy will bring us another smash burger?
Bring us a smash burger because she likes to take care of us because she likes us.
Well, last time we got to feature her in a photo, actually give her a special shout out up on the Cycle Drag Facebook page. She is so awesome. Her and her man Miguel doing a wonderful job. So everything they do for us, and we look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the next round here in Glen Helen. Just a few short turns away, it looks like. How far are we from the finish here, Mark?
He's coming up to the Miguel says that Amy smash burgers, that he will bring them maybe in a Speedo swimsuit.
That do look forward to that. That should break the internet. And ladies and gentlemen,
so Dante only has, he's got to go through the pro section, he's got to go through this section and the pro section, and then he comes into the finish line and the scoring chute, and Justin Heff really doesn't have a rear brake. That's impressive.
Yes, indeed. Dante on this pro section that he experimented with earlier this race. Let's hope that's where he didn't go down. Do you got any guesses for where he might have went down, Mark?
You know what? To think of where he might have gone down, because he's so good. A rock came up or something like that, but kind of an interesting thing. We'll have to ask him on the podium where he came down, because even though racing is about to conclude, we're going to see the Open Pro class concluded here in a couple turns, but there will be podium interviews, and we'll come back and talk to these guys and ask them what happened on their race.
Up the hill climb, down into the pro section, one of the most talented men in dirt bike racing today. Very, very proud champion out of Factory Red Bull KTM. It has been more of the same. The question remains, who, if anybody, can stop Dante Oliveira? We need to get some suggestions down below in the comments. We got to share it with some fast guys. Say hello to your winner, your six-time defending NGPC champion, victorious here in Blythe, Dante Oliveira.
And we're going to see if Justin Heff can come across in second aboard his PC Coatings Pro Circuit. And there is Justin Heff coming across in second. I can't wait to talk to him on the podium to see what...
think the crept in or what?
So now we'll see who comes across in third in that Open Pro class. I believe that's number 3. I think that's Wool Slayer. I think he's a lap down. And then there is Fulmer, who was in the plus 25 class. So we'll see who is going to come across in third through our Yamaha scoring finish line. Last time we checked, it was Mateo that was in third.
What a great race it was, and stay with us, guys, because we have got podium interviews coming up that you're not going to want to miss. And we'll also sort this thing out, too, with all of our top finishers here, and Cody Simpson trying to bring home a podium performance on a wide. The two-stroke boys will be very happy with that, as we also thank our great sponsor, Holly Land Creativity Together, coming on board this year. Thank you very much.
And there is Mateo just in time to see Mateo cross in third place. I think right before we cut to break, that was Brennan Watson coming across on his Ty Davis-backed Husky. That was our women's riders that I believe we're going to see on the podium here shortly.
As we continue to race to a finish, what a day it was here in Blythe. As
there's our
Trevor Hunter.
Taylor Swift fan club coming through, and I think now vice president of the Dua Lipa fan club.
He's going to be vice president of NGPC soon, especially if they booed Dad out of here. You know, Skaggs and Kurt take over. But really, in all seriousness,
coming through.
Let's give a big pat on the back to Trevor, because I asked him straight up, do you feel good? He says no. He suffered a major crash last year. Still healing from that.
Top 4 with Mason Simmons coming through, fighting through that sickness. So now we should start to see maybe some of our Pro 2, because we're looking for Sam Prashera.
Yeah, we're looking for the 87.
Sam could make it happen.
What a hard-fought battle it was. Here comes the 73. I mean, what's that feeling like when you roll off after 90 minutes of giving it everything
What you're feeling is you're not wanting to put your hands very tightly on those grips because your hands hurt. And that looks like
there's
Sam.
The 87. Sam Prashera snuck. We just stay with this for a second. Let's see how far back that Yamaha YZ250 was for all of our two-stroke fans. If Cody Simpson was able to hold that position, I don't want to jinx him. What number is Cody again in the Pro 2 category? Cody is 631. Will we see the blue 631 come up over the crest into the Yamaha finish line? Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. And he even had a kickstart at one time. Congratulations, Cody Simpson. With that, we're going to step away. Stay with us, guys. We'll be back to talk to our podium finishers in all of our categories. We'll be back right after.
What is that?
This did not happen by accident. It's more than just stocking shelves. This is 40 years of breakthroughs, hard work, and pushing limits. Always striving to be better. Because greatness doesn't quit. Rocky Mountain ATV NC. Get ready.
I'm Jeremy McGrath, and I trust Maxxis tires. It's the only way I roll.
What I love most about the AMA NGPC series is there's an opportunity for 20s, vet riders, 50 plus. But Tim Skaggs, you know better than anybody, it's all about the youth, the next generation, and we see a lot of young boys and girls out here competing. What's this mean to the series?
It means everything. And this is actually the future generation of these kids, CC bikes, earning that right to get to the big bike and really put in the effort. It's what it's all about, is how we keep this sport going for generations to come. And this is where it starts. In this bike, this series, and then the little bikes in the 50 and 65 cc's.
Well, I think it's so great, and as a racer yourself, you know you have to start somewhere. That seed has to be planted. And taking a look behind us, all these families, dogs, moms, brothers, sisters, falling in love with the sport right now.
It is, and you know what? There's no I in team. And so you look back behind me, there's moms, dads, dogs, grandparents, best friends, girlfriends. It takes a village to put together one bike, one event. It couldn't do it without all the help, all the family, the support. Prospectors Club that's put this on. It's round 2 of our series, so this is what it's all about.
It is, and we invite you all to check out the AMA NG. Looks like fun. Come join us. This year, 10 rounds of competition, and it's open to just about everybody. I love it.
Yeah, and that's it. It's not in gender, specific. It's all ages and all abilities. My team has, 3 riders under 10 years old, one of which is out here in a wheelchair because he got hurt at a race, but he's out here supporting his competitors. So talk about the sportsmanship that starts at a young age. We embrace it all across the board.
Well, Tim, thank you for what you do. We really appreciate it. What do you think? I know they're getting ready to suit up, but maybe should we try to talk to a couple of these riders real quick before we get ready to go? Like we said, all different ages. Let's talk to this young man. What is your name?
Bucky Karvasik.
Bucky, how old are you?
14.
That is awesome. How long have you been running with the series?
I started last year at Delano, so
what do you think?
I love it. The long races are really fun, and it builds up your endurance. It's gnarly, but it's super fun.
Very cool. It is a great sport that you have to be disciplined. You have to train. Going 45 minutes on a dirt bike is no easy task. Let's see who else we can find down here. All riders of all different ages. We've even got a couple young ladies back here, and I want to introduce you to one of them. Let's go see if we can meet the 6'3". Excuse me, young lady. How are you doing? Can I talk to you for a little bit? What is your name?
Aslan.
Nice to meet you. How old are you?
9.
Are you having a ton of fun out here or what?
Yeah.
What is it that made you decide to race a dirt bike in the NGPC series?
Learning.
Excellent. Any scary moments out there? Any fun moments out there?
I got some fun things.
What kind of bike you ride?
85.
Good luck to her. Like I said, guys. What's that again?
My number 630.
So many tough racers out here. Let's see. Oh, we got one. We would be remiss. Okay, so Brooklyn, one of our OGs, she's been doing this for quite some time. Brooklyn, could you please tell us, how old are you now?
I'm 14 years old.
Now, what is it that keeps you coming back to these AMA NGP?
I like the competition, the motivation, and everything. It's fun, and I love enjoying and racing my dirt bike.
And you do a lot of winning, too. What is your secret? How much time do you spend training?
I'm going to keep that to myself.
Speed secrets already, guys. Keep it G. There's one other family we can talk to. Let's see if there's one other family we can talk to as we go down here. Excuse me, sir. What is your name?
Luke Lafort.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Ojai, California.
Man, welcome. Good luck. I see you and your partner here, you've got some platforms to help you get the whole shot. Tell me a little bit about that. Does it help you reach the ground?
Yes. It just helps me be able to be ready to start the bike, get the nice whole shot.
Excellent. What do your friends think about you doing this?
Some of my friends from school are like, "You're crazy," and I'm like, "Well, I'm crazy, I guess."
He's crazy, but he's crazy in a good way, having a lot of fun. Guys, like I said, if it looks like fun, come out and join us. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, what age you are. They're getting ready to have an absolute blast. Good luck to all these boys and girls as they get ready to take off. And thank you so much to Skaggs Racing for that, as we give you a look as the dust starts to settle here from Shorty's Sports Bar, Blythe, California. What a race it was. In just a few moments, we're going to talk to our podium finishers in the Open Pro category, the Pro 2 class, and the women's category. But in case you missed it, Dante Oliveira does it again, this time in unusual fashion, goes down, has to overcome a lot of adversity, but battles back to take the win here from beautiful Blythe, California. Let's give you a look at the unofficial results. Dante Oliveira, a great ride today for Justin Heft out there on his pro circuit Kawasaki. Mateo Oliveira coming home on top of the podium once again, followed closely by Mason Simmons, Shane Logan, Damon Woolslayer, Derek DeMartil in 7th today, Lyndon Snodgrass 8th, Tyler Lynn 9th, and an unfortunate DNF for Giacomo Redondi. We'll have to get the inside story on that one. As I said before, 30 days until our next round, which will be coming your way from San Bernardino, California. Glen Helen, we hope to see each and every one of you there. I'm calling it right now. Let's try to have the biggest Glen Helen ever. How's that sound? Bring a friend. Bring a friend to the next Glen Helen race, and let's break a record in terms of entries. Just a few moments, we'll head down on the podium as we get all of our place winners settled. But a great job today by the LNN media team. You see them right there. I'm in the black tent. They're in the white van that you see. That is the great Gio Brito, our new director, doing a great job with James Burtock, our drone operator, Max Masamo. There's the talented Mike Bratowski in the green vest. You're talking about a 50-year television veteran out here doing a fantastic job. And speaking of fantastic job, how about the number one of Dante Oliveira? Getting an interview right now for Cycle News alongside his brother, Mateo Oliveira. Looks like we're missing Justin Heft in the pro circuit Kawasaki. May have went back to the pits, may not be feeling good, who knows? I think we're going to try to hold it for a couple more minutes, but nonetheless, our roving reporter, Mark Tilley at Dirt Bike Magazine, I'm sure will have the inside scoop for us. We might actually head to the Pro 2 category first. Sam Pritchero, what a year it's been for him. Go over to Mark Samuel's SLR Honda team, doing a fantastic job. And I was cheering for Cody Simpson. He couldn't hear me moments ago. He had his helmet on, but everybody's got to give Cody a big nod, getting it done on a YZ250. Will we see more two-strokes in the 250 categories? Cody proving something. And look at the ATVs we got lining up as well as we give you a look at the scenic mountain range out left to go. Unofficial results in the Pro 2 category. Samuel Pritchera taking the win. Cody Simpson second. Noah, return performance for him to battle through an injury and come back. Cole Zeller comes home the number 4 spot. Dustin Davis, number 5. 6. Preston Boslug, number 7. JJ Concannon, number 8. Lane Lorenz. Rounding out your top 10 today is Justin. Face it was in the Pro 2 category. And we'll speak to these individuals. Just a second. It looks like we're ready. I'll wait till I get the thumbs up and the cue here. As in place, our man from Dirt Bike Magazine. I think we're ready to go. Let's send it. One and only Mark Tilley.
All right, Jack, we're down here on the podium. We're doing 250s first, and Noah Gordon got the start, got out front. What happened?
I got a pretty good start, and kind of feeling my shoulder out. I broke it at Delano at round 1, so riding a little bit injured. All in the pro section, and Sam got by me, and at that point, I was just, my shoulder was hurting. I was just trying to make it through, honestly. That's it.
So now, RPM KTM behind you, getting you to the races and everything like that. What are you doing to in between races? Are you being able to ride, or are you just kind of rehabbing that shoulder?
Since Delano, I haven't ridden once. I've been doing therapy with Dr. Nick, and just trying to stay strong. I've been cycling as much as I can with Gainslinger Human Performance, and yeah, that's really it.
So, moving forward, are you going to be able to ride a little bit more? Do you feel strong enough to be able to ride, or are you going to give it a little bit more time?
I'll probably give this next week off, and then I'll probably try. We got a weekend off. It's starting to feel better. It's starting to feel a little bit stronger. Definitely not 100%, but we're getting there.
All right, well, we know a lot of people helped to get you here. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom and my dad, Mike and Sherry, Cameron for working on my bikes, Gainslinger Human Performance, just everybody, thank you so much.
All right, well, congratulations on third. Hopefully you get that shoulder healed up, and we're going to walk over here to yours and my favorite in this class, Cody Simpson on the two-stroke. I can smell the two-stroke. So said at the first round, you've been doing a lot of stuff to get last 6-8 months, slim down, doing a lot of stuff. Really impressed with your commitment to your craft and everything like that. You were out up front. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I got off to a pretty bad start on this time on the two-stroke, but made my way through the field kind of quick with that pro section. Coming from National Hare and Hounds, I have some relative good riding in the dust, and got through 5 or 6 guys and then started chipping away, and some guys got by me, but then made some ground again to get in a second.
All right, well, so with the two-stroke, we know you like the two-stroke. Why all of these other guys are riding 4 strokes? You're the only one on a two-stroke. Do you think it gives you an advantage?
To be honest, no. But the affordability of the two-stroke is a lot better than the 4-stroke. And coming from Barstow, California, we don't got much money to work with here, but we're doing the best we can.
All right, so who would you like to thank for getting you to the races and for getting this two-stroke running as good as it is?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Cycles, TBT Racing. Travis is doing it a phenomenal. FLD, Fast Loud Dangerous, Blue Crew, FMF, IMS, Gainslinger Human Performance for working week in, week out, and Scar Racing, DT1. God, thank you so much.
All right, well, keep it going. 2 podiums, 2 races. Now you got to get to the top step of the podium. So we're going to turn around here, and again, on the top step of the podium is Sam Pritchard this year. Take us through your race.
Yeah, it was good. I've been pretty fired up all week, honestly. I had a works race last weekend, and I made a mistake that was on me, and honestly, I think it was what I needed. I felt like all I wanted to do was gap out, and last weekend I blew it because I was just too focused on that, and today I was like, all right, let's just try and manage. And I feel like I'm getting smarter as, we're 3 races in, and I feel like I'm already getting a little bit smarter. I've never really had the lead at these races, so I'm just learning really, and learning what I'm capable of, and just trying to manage really. I think that's the best thing that I can do. It's the smartest thing, and I felt like I did that well today, and just was able to hold a consistent pace the whole day. I don't think I made a single mistake. So, it was just all that, and just massive thanks to all the boys at SLR Honda and Mark and Carlos Juan. They all, put a good program together for me to come out and race. And, my trainer, Tom Danielson, and, my parents are at home. They're watching. Just everyone. If I missed anyone, thanks.
Well, I know that there's on the live stream from Australia, and I mean, Jackie pretty much covered everything. I don't have to really ask him any more questions, so we're going to go Open Pro class.
Congratulations to all of our podium finishers. It's going to be an exciting season here at NGPC. I can't believe we're only 2 rounds in, still 8 rounds left to go, and a big thanks goes out Shorty's Motorsports Park. What a great racing we saw. So don't go away yet if you're watching on the stream, because we still got the women to talk to, and we've got our Open Pro podium. This tremendous broadcast it was. I think we're going to shoot those ATVs off. They actually might be sweeping the course to make sure everything's. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, with 1,200 entries, there's a place for you no matter what you ride, no matter what gender you are. There is a place for you here in NGPC. We're actually going to step away for a little bit. We'll be right back to hear from our Pro 2 and our women podium finishers. Stay with us. NGPC Round 2. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the beautiful surroundings of Blythe, California. What a round it was. Jack Corbella and Mark Tilley here with you. Mark Tilley's out on the podium in just a few moments. We are going to hear from our podium finishers in the Open Pro category. Dante Oliveira does it again. The dominance in Team continues as we take a look at the very, very chewed up Yamaha finish line. Here's your unofficial results. Once again, Justin Hepp and the Pro Circuit team really stepping up today. Mateo Oliveira coming home with a third. Congratulations to him and the Bobby Dawson Husqvarna team. But we are just moments away from sending it down to our podium. We'll wait till we get the all clear sign. And what I understand, Mark Tilley's ready. Let's send it down to Mr. Mark Tilley.
Okay, Jack, we're back down here on the podium with the big boys. And we got 3 different manufacturers on the podium. We're going to talk to third place, Mateo, from the last round. So take us through your race.
Wasn't bad. Got off to a good start. And then made a couple mistakes. Kind of blew a corner. My brother got around me, then did a bonehead move in the pro section. Followed right behind Dante, and then got offline. Over, so went from third to like 6th, and then got a gift with Tyler going down, and then I just chased down Mason and got into third. It was a good race. Had a couple issues, but overall stoked with the team, stoked with Tanner, our crew chief, and everyone supporting us. It was a good day.
So now you mentioned that pro section. From what everybody's saying, the first time you guys were able to ride through that is the first lap. Does that change your strategy, or are you just kind of going for it?
Strategy from the beginning on what I'm going to do if someone was in front of me, and follow my brother. There was pretty disappointed. There were so many lines, so for me to follow was not the smartest. So from the line, I pretty much picked thinking enough in the beginning.
All right, well, who would you like to help, or who would you like to thank for help getting you here?
You guys for putting on a great event, the whole Rockstar Energy Factory Husqvarna team, my girlfriend, mechanic, Bobby, crew chief, Robbie for coming out, helping us out, and everyone back at the shop putting together this awesome program for me. My trainer, Jared Becker, for having me fit and strong that whole race.
All right, well, congratulations on third, and we'll see you at Glen Helen. And, Jack, if you heard that, he for putting on this event, and just so you know. So we're here with second place, brand new team this year, Justin Heft, brand new team. This is the second year of this team. Take us through what happened in your race.
Dude, well, I got off to a great start. I ripped the whole shot, and some good, consistent laps. You know, the pro section was a little bit challenging, so really stay upright through there, and I was trying to dust these dudes out. And then, yeah, dude, it's a little warm today, and definitely more tiring than last weekend. So I dug deep, and I'm super happy to put the Kawasaki in second.
So now we did hear about maybe a possible on, and we were talking to you about it, and you said that really the only part where you're using the brake is in that pro section.
Yeah, you know, it was all me. You know, I was Dante was riding good. He got by me there at the end, and I was digging deep, but my bike was working great. You know, we did a big suspension change after practice yesterday, and it was a step in the right direction, and you know, and trying to get this number one dude.
Well, now, and you did stay out front for a vast majority of this race. When you know somebody like Dante's coming, does it kind of get in your head, or do you just kind of try to put it out of your head and just put in laps?
Oh no, dude, it's mental warfare out there. You know, you're digging deep because you're seeing that he's right behind you, and you look at the clock and you have 45 minutes to go. So, no, dude, it's just putting consistent laps in and trying to save your energy and ride good. You know, there's a lot of lappers out there too, and the course is gnarly. I mean, it's rough and rocky, so to stay upright and
thanks for getting you here.
The whole pro circuit, Kawasaki. You know, I'm super excited. They brought me on this year. Hatch Racing, Fast House, X-Brand, rental. 60 helmets. My mechanic he's busting his butt last night, and he let me stay at his house, so that was great. And just everyone from Pro Circuit and, the whole team. I'm super excited they brought me on, and it's going to be a great year.
Well, and you got to thank your dad, because your dad's one of your biggest cheerleaders and running around, hanging out. So you got to thank your dad with that one, right?
Oh, dude, that's a given. He's a big supporter for me, and when I'm out there seeing him, it really makes me want to dig deep. So, yeah, thank you, everybody.
Well, there you go. Races together, stays together. Justin Heft and his family racing together with Darren always throwing in some congratulations there. But we're going to look here, and I know that you're in the booth saying 6 times, and hit the ground. You're riding around without a visor, so take us through your race.
Yeah, I got off to a decent start. I was third, and Mateo and Justin were charging. I kind of felt a little stuck at first, kind of like round one, and it took me a while to warm up, but then ended up sneaking by Mateo and trying to charge after Justin. On this front half of the track, he was a little quicker than me, and then on the sand section, I'd be able to make up some time, so it was a little bit of yo-yoing back and forth, and just hard charging. The track was pretty nasty. There was a few sections that keep you on your toes, but around that, I think the 30-minute mark or 40-minute mark went down, and I think it was almost a little bit of a reboot for me, because I started being able to open up the track a little bit more and hit my marks and find a little bit of a flow that I was lacking in the beginning. And after that, it was good. Clicked off a couple. I got a little closer and then threaded the needle going over some ski jumps and just try to charge for those last four or 3 laps. And it was nice.
So now the pro section, I was talking to your brother about it as well. The pro section, not being able to actually ride it, just kind of being able to see it. You are a National Hare and Hound champion now. Did that stuff that you're doing out in the desert, did that help you in the pro section, or were you just going for it?
You're just a little bit of going for it, but being patient. But it is a lot like a hare and hound, completely virgin in a way, and looking up some of these hills, not knowing if you're going to make it. But I was able to walk it and go for it. But a little bit, I didn't know if we were going to make it up some of these hills, and with just how soft the dirt was. But luckily, I had Justin and Mateo ahead of me, so I watched what they were doing and set it up a little different. But that second half was extremely dusty. The first half was pretty good and raceable with those 3 option lines that were kind of cool. I think that first lap, the 3 of us hit all 3 different lines, and so that was kind of funny, racing down, seeing what spot was the quickest. But great day on the bike.
All right, well, who would you like to thank?
My lady, my parents, FMF Red Bull KTM, Banjo, Timmy, WP Suspension, Motorex, Renthal, Chirby's, Trail Jesters, Hinson, Alpine Star, Ashok Knee Braces, IMS, Tires, everybody behind this bike, Hunt Racing Products, TM Design, and the Grand Prix squad.
All right, Jack, well, there you have it. There's the Open Pro Podium. We're going to come back with the women, but we're going to go back to you first.
Thank you very much, Mark Tilley, and congratulations. Pro Podium. Oliveira, Heft, and Oliveira. And boy, what a move by KTM North America, too, switching Mateo over to the Husky brand, giving them some love. Mateo holding up his end of the bargain. I believe we're going to step away. We'll be back in just a second with our pro women. Stay with us, guys. This live stream continue here from Shorty's Sports Park in Blythe, California.
Jeremy McGrath, and I trust Maxxis tires. It's the only way I roll.
As we welcome you back to Shorty's Sports Park, we put a period here on round number 2 of the NGPC. Sent you by Honda and a lot of other great folks. Make sure you check out each and every one of them and say thank you as we start to head on out of here and think about the next round 30 days from now in San Bernardino, California. And I know our lovely ladies will be thinking about that. But again, Moto KK, Michaela Nielsen coming home on top of the box for the young lady out of Riverside, California, followed by the Kylie Alvarez doing a great job on the 60, getting up on the podium here this weekend, followed by Dana Rayner. It is nice to see this pro class growing, this pro women's category, and you know what I said about Glen Helen, bring a friend. Let's see some more female pros out there in San Bernardino. That would be great to see. I do believe the one and only Mark Tilley is ready to go. Mark, we got to hear from the 60 and how she was able to get up on the podium.
Okay, Jack, we're back down here on the podium, this time with the women's pro class, and Kylie Alvarez again on the podium for the second time in a row. You said you came out here last week, had a little bit of get off and needed to come back and redeem yourself. So tell us about your race.
Yeah, got a decent some catch up, got around, was holding third, and then just try to keep it up, but that pro section was gnarly. Made it clean through about 2 times. Every other time was making some mishaps over there.
So, and what makes that pro section so gnarly? Just because it's so silty, or because you don't get a chance to ride it before, or what makes it hard for you?
I think a little of both. Also, I'm new to this stuff, never really ridden anything like this, so it's gnarly to come out here and just take a look at it this morning and then be like, all right, I guess I'll send it. But no, it's soft at the bottom there. It eats up your tire, and yeah, it's hard to get through.
So now 2 podiums in the NGPC series. We're going to probably see you at Glen Helen. Who would you like to thank for getting you here?
My dad, he's my biggest supporter out here. He's the one who's getting me out here every weekend. Ryan from Precision, getting my bike dialed every weekend and helping with the pits. Roseville Motorsports, CP Racing at Chirby's, Jeff with MX Clinic, Money Inc., OGO, ODI 100%, 110 Racing, Vision Graphics, and Old School Plates.
All right, well, congratulations on your second podium, and we'll see you at Glen Helen. We're going to walk over here to second overall, Ava Silvestri. Now, Ava, looking at your motorcycle, I noticed that you're one of the few people that's not running a scoop. You're running an AT82. So what made you make that decision?
I guess just not enough experience with running a scoop and just the lack of wanting to go buy a scoop, I guess. I had an 82 on hand, so I was like, I mean, full scoop, but it's... And I mean, I've only ever really ridden with a scoop when I went and did a couple GNCCs last year, and I kind of struggled with the fact that it doesn't have like a super big sidewall, so it was just hard for me to like adjust to being able to turn on like flat ground, I guess, a little bit with it. Like throw myself into that situation like in a race, like sure, yeah, maybe test it during the week or whatever, but yeah, I felt like for me, sometimes getting in my head, I didn't think it was a smart idea. Just like I said, I had an 82, so that's what I went with.
That makes sense to me. So take us through your race.
Fairly decent start. I never really, honestly, at this point, kind of care about the start. Just more trying to stay as close as possible. And I did that well, and then kind of after that, I sort of, I guess in a way, just locked up and was just, I don't know, I guess fighting with myself per usual sometimes, but I don't know, after that I kind of hit a little bit of like a physical wall. Like I said, just trying to fight with myself, not even felt like I was actually pushing that hard, and then just trying to figure out how to ride again. And then I pitted, and then after that I was actually able to ride and go fast, but I changed the whole suspension setup last week, and I think I might have missed the ball a little bit on some parts of it, and so yeah, I would just figure that out a little more going into the next couple races. But no, I mean, for the most part, it was a lot better than how I felt at Delano, so we'll move on and move to the next one.
All right, so I know we're probably going to see you at Glen Helen, but who would you like to thank for getting you here?
Of course, my family, my parents, they weren't able to make it this weekend, so I was solo. Carrie Lynn for pitting me and the whole Norman Racing team, Husqvarna, Charlie Fast Company, AME Grips, Racer Decal, and everyone else. Thank you.
All right, well, congratulations on second. We'll see you at Glen Helen. So, back over here, Moto KK, you've been doing all kinds of appearances and interviews and all kinds of stuff, but still racing. Came out here, dominated as usual. So take us through your race.
Yeah, went off the start probably last, and then just try to make it to the first as usual. And I just wanted to. That pro section was going to be like a make or break, so just kind of took my time, was patient during that, and just had a fun race. The suspension was a little stiff for Delano, so it didn't make any changes for this round, and it was honestly a really good bike, and I'm really happy with it. So, yeah, I can't wait for Glen Helen, and yeah, just been having fun with it.
All right, so you said that it was a little stiff for Delano, but it worked really great at this round. Will you change it for the next round, or will you just run this?
Yeah, I'll probably during the weeks for the next couple of weeks make some testing on my own on my practice bike, and then just kind of take some notes and trying to see what works best at Glen Helen home track, so I get to ride there all the time. And yeah, we'll probably take notes for this yeah, try to figure out Glen Helen.
All right, well, who would you like to thank for getting you here?
I think I like to thank my whole my dad, my whole family, the whole SLR Honda Monster Energy Fly Racing team. They keep getting me on the top of the step, and yeah, wouldn't want to be here without them.
All right, well, there you have it, Jack. That's the Women's Pro Podium here from Blythe, California. Back to you.
Big congratulations to all three of those lovely ladies doing a great job. A great job by everybody, and we really appreciate you watching. This has been an awesome broadcast. Big thanks goes out to our LNN Media team. Thank you, guys, and we look forward to seeing each and every one of you 1 month from now at Glen Helen. Remember, I want to see the biggest Glen Helen ever. Make sure you check out our earlier broadcast on the Racing Jack YouTube. For Mark Tilley, I'm Jack Corpella. For everybody here with NGPC at Glen Helen. So long, everybody.